Let's get it on. Glorious sunny day here in Marlborough, and I hope it is wherever you're tuning in around the world. This one's for Hayden. Kia ora, my friends. How do you do? I, Benny Ward, can't swim. I can't swim. It's one of those things I can't do. I never learned. I can't do the whole breathing thing. Just wanted to share that with you. Chances are, if I fell out of a boat, I wouldn't be able to swim to shore. But you can be sure that there are some things I can do. Like bringing you this cold open. Which is fitting, because today I actually have a little bit of a cold. I'm a little bit stuffy, a little bit blocked up. Part of that is due to the fact that, another thing I can't do, I can't blow my nose. I never learned how. I've never got enough power to blow everything out. But what that may mean is that you may be about to witness the very first ever on-screen live sneeze. Fingers crossed, hopefully by the end of the show I can say that I've sneezed live on air. We're going to talk about things I can't do, but there are certainly some things I can do, like live gardening. We're going to do it shortly. I'll give you a garden update. I can take a look back at the week that was. I can play What's in the Bag. Sort of a Norse god mythical feel to What's in the Bag today. And I can give you a final thought at the end of the show. All those things and many more are coming up right here, right now, on the Pod of Thunder and Gardening. Monday morning live. Let's kick off with a look back at the week that was. Shout out to Lee, thanks for watching. Pretty good week that was last week. Tough day at the Marlborough Farmers Market, very windy. Great afternoon. Went to visit my parents, took the kids to see their Nana and Granddad. Great time hanging out with Dad and with the kids and Nana. We'll talk about things that I can't do. One thing I can do is I can make my dad laugh. See, it was a bit of a mixed week in terms of sporting results last week. The Warriors had a good win, up the Wars. The All Blacks had a good win, go the All Blacks. The Knights had a loss, but part of that was due to some confusing rulings from the referees. I just can't understand some of their rulings. And I said to my dad, when the aliens come down from outer space to study us, when they ask us what we like to do in our spare time, we'll show them a game of rugby league. And they'll probably be likely just to get back in their spaceships and fly away and say, well, we'll go to the next planet. Because I can't understand it. But I can make my dad laugh. My dad laughed and laughed at that one. And he's watching. Shout out to Daddy-O. Great time yesterday. Brought the kids to Nana and Granddad's place. One thing I can't seem to do, though, I can't seem to make the kids laugh. Now, this will make more sense as the show goes on, but What's in the Bag has a sort of a Norse god, mythical sort of a feel to it today. I've always been fascinated with Vikings, you know. Not that he was a Viking, but my favourite Avenger is Thor. And I was trying to come up with some jokes, because, as I say, it'll make more sense when we come to What's in the Bag, but it's kind of basing things around Thor and around Vikings. And I said to Corbin, I said, what's Odin's favourite season? Spring, because that's when everything starts to thaw. He didn't laugh, and needless to say, probably nobody else was laughing either. I tried again. I said, why is Thor's brother not as famous as he is? Well, he's just low-key. Again, Corbin didn't laugh. And what's worse, not only did he not laugh, he goes, Sometimes the kids will go, oh, that's funny. They won't actually laugh, but they'll go, that's funny. But not this. It was just a sort of a disgruntled and disappointed sigh. So I can't make my kids laugh. What I can do is I can tell you what I got up to on the farm. Golden Mile Produce. Now, shout out to Stephen and Sally from Golden Mile. I'm looking forward to another delivery of a veggie box. I get a box of veggies from them every week and I can't wait to see what's in it. Last week we spent a lot of time with the tomatoes. I sowed a whole bunch of seeds of tomatoes and we got some tomatoes in. Now, one of the methods that we're going to use to grow our tomatoes this year is we're going to grow them in these long coir slabs. Now it's a slab of coconut coir. We run a drip line through the middle. Actually, what I can do, I can show you. Let's bring down the obesely expensive Benetron 5000. And you can see this is the way we set up these slabs in a row with a cage over top to support the plant as it grows. When we add the plants in, it looks like this. There you go. I'll give you updates on the plants as they grow. Take up the Benetron 5000. What's that I hear you say? You couldn't see the Benetron 5000? All the more reason to tune into my YouTube channel, which is Monday Morning Live. You can find it by searching I, Benny Ward. So, really good. Looking forward to growing tomatoes. We're getting quite good. That's something I can do. One thing I can't do on the farm, I can't learn to tie knots. You know, if people can do these fancy knots to tie things up and secure things, I can't do that. I mean, I can tie a tie. I can tie my shoelaces, but I'm no good at tying knots. So not only can I not swim, I can't tie knots, I can't make my kids laugh, I can't blow my nose. So, okay, let's do some live gardening. That's one thing I can do. Today, I'm going to propagate some of this inch plant. Now this is a really cool house plant, really cool coloured leaves. And I'm going to take a little cutting using the Benny's 6100 series snips, available in the gift shop. 1 up by 2. Now take a little cutting, and what I'll do is I'll just cut it off first. Now, snap in. You can see where the leaves come off. I'm going to cut them there, just at the base of the leaf. There we go. Snap back out. And I'm going to put that into the Benny's 6100 series propagation unit. Filled with water. Never underestimate the value of water. Pop that in there, and where those leaves once were will form roots. Once the roots are formed enough, we can plant it on, and we've got another inch plant. Lovely, colourful house plant. There's our live gardening done. Right, what else can I do? I can give you an update. Time for a garden update on our swan plants. Now, I was a little bit worried that I was going to have to admit that I can't get these swan plant seeds to germinate, but I can. If we come in close, zoom in, that's it, zoom in, yep, a little bit closer, oh, not that close, go back a bit, yep, perfect. Now you might just be able to see, just here, we've got germination. So our swan plants have germinated. That's one thing I can say. I'll give you updates as they grow. Put that over there, right. What have we done? We've done live gardening. Final thought coming up. But before that, let's play What's in the Bag? Now, what's in the bag today is fitting with the whole theme of the show. Today, what's in the bag comes to you from my good friends David and Sue from Thorvald Cheese. Now, Thorvald, their slogan is stolen from the gods. If you go to their website, thorvald.co.nz, there's a really cool little story. Now, Thorvald, get this, not only was it his father's middle name, but he's created this awesome little mythology around the name Thorvald. Thorvald was the son of a Viking. And this little Thorvald means forest of Thor, Thor's forest. Thorvald, get this, he stole a ram and a ewe from the divine flock of Asgard. Hence, stolen from the gods. Thorvald cheese. Now, this is a sheep's milk cheese. Now, as you know, not the brightest spark. It's not something I can say. Obviously, you've got a cow that produces cow's milk and cow cheese. You've got a goat to produce goat's milk and goat cheese. This, unsurprisingly, is sheep's milk cheese from a sheep. Now, what's that sound? Fun fact alert! Whoop whoop! Now, obviously you have your sheep, your goat, and your cow. The sheep has the shortest lactation period, so they only produce milk for about 6 months. And here in New Zealand, just for our international audience, they stop lactating at around the end of autumn. which is about March. So that means that this sheep's milk blue vein cheese is about 6 months old. And I'm going to try some for the very first time, right here, right now. Thanks to David and Sue from Thorvald Cheese. Let's chop a little bit off. And let's try it. You get a burst of flavour, and there's almost a rich sort of a flavour that follows it up. Oh my Farley, that's good. OMF. Thorvald Cheese. Thorvald, the son of a Viking. Now you may notice I've got a bit of a Viking look going on. I've always been fascinated by Vikings. I'd never be able to make a good Viking though. And the reason for that is that I'd be able to sail my ship somewhere, but because I can't tie knots, I wouldn't be able to tie it onto the dock, and it would probably float away. And to make matters worse, I wouldn't be able to swim out to get it, because I can't swim. And on top of all of that, my kids and I, we wouldn't even be able to laugh it off, because I can't make my kids laugh. They'd probably say, Dad, you blew it. Which is more than we can say for your nose. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. I actually worked pretty hard on that one before the show, so I hope it was worth it. Right, I've shared with you a number of things that I can't do. One last thing that I can do is provide a final thought. Now, I talked about how I can't blow my nose. My final thought today is this. Why can't the hairs in my nose be like the hairs on my arm? The hairs on your arm, they know when to stop growing. They only grow a certain amount and then they stop. And if, not that you would do this, if you were to shave your arm, the hairs would grow back, but once they got to a certain length, again, they would stop growing. It's not as though they just continually grow and grow and grow and you've got to trim them. Nobody ever goes to the barber and says, I'll have a little bit off the top, I like the beard how it is, but let's do the arms today. No, because they know when to stop growing. So why can't the hairs on in my nose be like the hairs on my arm? The answer is we'll never know. But what I do know is I've been able to share with you a number of things today, and I wish to thank each and every one of you for sharing the garden with me on this glorious Monday morning. And I hope it is wherever you're watching around the world, be it Tokyo, Japan, be it just down the road, be it in parts of Australia. I've got a viewer that watches in Northern Ireland. Wherever you are, and whatever you do today, just I want to let you know how grateful I am that you were able to share the garden with me. I may not be able to swim, I may not be able to blow my nose. I may still not be able to say that I've had an on-air sneeze. Come on, I was doing it before the show. But what I can say is that I, Benny Ward, can be seen anytime you want on my YouTube channel, Monday morning live. I can be seen every Sunday morning at the Marlborough Farmers Market. And I will see you next time in the garden, because diamonds are forever, and so is Monday morning live. This little thing I've thrown in there. Just want to make sure I've given everybody the shout outs. Good morning Benny, shout out Lee, shout out Daddy O, shout out Renee. Who else is watching? Shout out Liam Gallagher. Just kidding. Thank you everyone. Have a great day. See you next time.